Hello everybody, KyleTheGreat here to present to you my top 10 favorite anime. So if you couldn't tell from the past uploads, I have watched some anime in the past. And with the last two uploads of the anime month, I would like to go through my top 10 favorite anime, with this episode being 10 through 6. Note that some of my explanations may include spoilers, but I will try my best to let you know when I'm about to spoil something. The only rule is, it has to be an anime I've watched at least one season of, and editing me will figure out a way to show you all the anime that qualify. Since this is not the first time of me explaining something, just assume that if I don't explain anything well enough, there's some kind of intangible thing that I couldn't explain myself. Anyway, like, subscribe, and let's get into this. So before we actually begin the top 10 list, I'm just going to go over a few honorable mentions that didn't quite make the cut. So the honorable mentions include Shadow's House, Cells at Work from the summer of 2018, Gleipnir, I hope I said that right, from the spring of 2020, Astro Lost in Space from summer 2019, and the last honorable mention would be How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift. So these 5 all were pretty good anime that I watched, but didn't quite make the top 10. And this one's from the summer of 2019. So now, without further ado, let's just get right into the list. My number 10 favorite anime is Restaurant to Another World. So let's just start by reading the synopsis. Western Restaurant Nakoya is a popular eatery located on the street corner in a Tokyo shopping district, serving both traditional Japanese fare as well as Western dishes. This eating establishment is popular among Tokyo's residents, but this seemingly ordinary restaurant is also popular with another type of clientele. While the restaurant is thought to be closed on Saturday, the truth is, on this special day each week, its doors are instead open to the inhabitants of another world. From dragons and elves to fairies and mages, this restaurant has no shortage of strange customers. Nevertheless, the enigmatic chef known as Master, I believe his name is Tenshu, will be waiting to serve up their favorite dishes with a kind smile and keep them coming back for many more Saturdays to come. So this anime, which came out in 2017, I know there's a second season now, I haven't watched it yet. So this anime actually was surprisingly pretty good. It's not popular for its release. Obviously it doesn't have many users, it scores okay. But if you look back here, 2017, you got a lot of pretty solid anime. I mean, I've watched Kakiguri, and I think that's pretty much it for this season. And then here, so it wasn't really a popular choice of this season. Obviously, there's a lot of good looking food in this thing. Obviously, there's no food wars, there's no food competition, it's just food. It's a restaurant. Obviously, there's good character development of Letta. If you watch my best female character video, you do see a Letta there at number 4, I want to say she what? 3? I don't know, it's been a month since I recorded that. Overall, the synopsis is pretty correct, and pretty much throughout each episode has a theme of a dish, right? And you pretty much meet new characters every episode. It's very episodic for an anime. I mean, some people carry over, like this mage guy does carry over. Obviously, Aletta and actually the dragon lady. She's a dragon, by the way. Does not really come in until later. But overall, it's very episodic for an anime, and you pretty much can jump in anywhere and still have a good grasp of what's going on to some extent. Because every episode has 2 different dishes it's presenting, and you meet some new characters that come in. And overall, it was actually a really good anime to watch. So overall, I do recommend this anime. I mean, it's very tame too. Like, it very much lacks mostly any fan service. Overall, it was a good watch. I really enjoyed it. I don't remember when I watched it, but it was rather recent, I'd say. Anyway, I think I explained that good enough, so under number 9. Okay, so number 9 on my top 10 favorite anime is Shiki. So I watched this one not too long ago. I watched it over October of last year around Halloween time to get me into the Halloween spirit, but it was made back in summer 2010, which I don't even know what came out in 2010. Anything good? High School of the Dead. Okay, Black Butler. Yeah, I guess this was I was gonna say it's packed, and the further I go down, the less I think that's true. It was very top heavy, I guess. Anyway, let's read the synopsis of Shiki. 15-year-old Megumi Shimizu dreamed of a glamorous life in the big city. However, her unexpected death in a quiet village of Sotoba marks the beginning of what appears to be a ferocious epidemic that turns the hot summer into a season of blood and terror. A young doctor named Toshio Ozaki, begins to doubt the nature of the disease and comes to understand that to discover the truth, he must abandon his humanity. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Meanwhile, Natsuno Yuki, an antisocial youth from the city, is haunted by a sudden death of Megumi and must realize the pain of friendship in the face of his own tragedy. Toshio and Natsuno form an unlikely pair as they work together to save Sotoba before it transforms into a ghost town of vampires. Shiki, adapted from a horror novel written by Fuyumi Ono, goes beyond the average vampire story. It tells a tragic tale of survival in the world where one cannot easily distinguish between good and evil. abandoned by God, the Shiki, as the vampire call themselves, have only their will to live as they clash with the fear of the paranoid, unbelieving villagers. Shiki explore the boundaries that separate man from monster. Yes. So, I don't know if I like this one just because it was, like, I watched it during the perfect time, like Halloween, but damn, this is a slow burn. This one you put on the back of the oven and just let it slow cook, Because, like, once the ball gets rolling, it's like the giant boulder from Indiana Jones. It just keeps going and going. It starts going faster and faster. So there's not many horror anime that I really can think are kind of scary, but this has its really tense moments. In some moments, I actually had to look away from the screen, which is very strange for an anime. But overall, the synopsis it's very true. It doesn't spoil really anything. It spoils like the first episode, and that's it. I think there's 25 episodes, am I right? I actually don't know. But it's kind of surprising an anime like this actually got so many episodes. It aired over 2 seasons to my knowledge. But overall, it was a very fun watch, and if you like vampires, and if you like just seeing everything go to hell, this is a show. Obviously, in the end, everything did go to hell. If you watch it, but I don't know. There's not much more I can say, honestly. Definitely not an anime world I would like to be put into. I just keep thinking back of like some of the scenes in this show. Like some of the scenes really stick with you for one reason or another, and I think that's the best part about this show. Overall, though, this was a good watch. Once like you get to the second half of the episodes, it really starts to pick up. I guess it started in the summer and it ended in the fall. So I guess once it started to get very freaking creepy, it was Halloween time. So I guess it makes sense. But yeah, so that was number 9 on the list, cheeky. So let's go to number 8. So number 8 on the list is Elfen Lied. So this one's an old one. It came out in 2004 with the likes of what other shows? Nothing. Is there anything this season else I know? I don't think there's anything else from 2004. Is Naruto? Okay, Naruto, but by far this was probably the standout of the season by far. Very top heavy season. But anyway, let's read the synopsis. If you haven't heard of this, you're in for a treat if you actually decide to watch this. Lucy is a special breed of human referred to as Diclonius. Born with a short pair of horns and invisible telekinetic hands that lands her as a victim of inhumane scientific experimentation by the government. However, one circumstance presents her an opportunity to escape. Lucy, corrupted by the confinement and torture, unleashes a torrent of bloodshed as she escapes her captors. During her breakout, she receives a crippling head injury that leaves her with a split personality. Someone with the mentality of a harmless child possessing limited speech capacity. In this state of instability, she stumbles upon 2 college students, Kota and his cousin Yuka, who are a bit too close for my comfort, especially if you read the manga. Oh god. Who unknowingly take an injured fugitive into their care. Unaware of her murderous tendencies, this act of kindness will change their lives, as they soon find themselves dragged into a shadowy world of government secrecy and conspiracy. Good. I mean, the synopsis only really, spoils the first episode, which is good, honestly. So this was actually naturally going to be higher on my list. I was naturally going to do, going through all the anime I've watched and give them a score on my anime list. And this was actually originally going to be a 9, because this is one of the animes I actually decided to read the manga for, because I was not satisfied with the ending. The ending of the anime sucked. It really did. But to be honest with you, the ending of the manga was worse. The synopsis is very true. That's the first episode. And yes, there's a lot of blood and gore in this. Literally, she just rips people to shreds with those arms that no one else can see, which is very different. Also, there's a lot of tits. Just all throw it out there. You pretty much get over it in the first 2 episodes. You just filter it out because then you just watch the story, but it can throw you off, especially if you're not expecting that, because no anime today can get away with that. But overall, it's very tame compared to the manga. It very much is. God, some of those pages are still trapped in my mind. But overall, it's fine. For some reason, they replaced a whole character with a music box. Don't know why they did that. It didn't really take away too much from the story. It was overall a good anime, though. But yeah, it is definitely one of my favorites. Anyway, that was number 8. Overall, it's a great show if you are not really new to anime. If you watched anime before and you know the crazy shit that can go on in anime, you'll probably enjoy it a bit more. Also, the intro song is kind of fire. Anyway, on to the next one. So taking a step back from Elfen Lied, got School Live, School Live. Live and Live are spelled the same, aren't they? Okay, it looks different than it actually is, trust me. Let me just read the synopsis. Yuki Takeya loves her school so much that she does not ever want to leave. Isn't that a good thing? Private high school is a unique and lively place where Yuki enjoys her carefree life as a third-year high school student and member of the school living club. The club consists of the president Yuri Wakaza, the athletic Kurumi, the mature junior Miki, the supervising teacher Megami, oh no, and the club dog Toromaru prides itself to making the most of life at school. On top of meeting after classes, the members must live within school grounds, from sleeping over to eating meals. Gakugarashi follows the adventures of School Living Club as they live at school to promote independence and self-determination. That synopsis says nothing about the anime. And if I didn't put a spoiler warning before, I don't think I spoiled anyone past, but I am going to spoil a bit about this one. So, spoiler warning, skip to this time if you don't want to get spoiled of what actually is going on in this show. So, there's actually a zombie apocalypse going on. That's a big thing they missed here. And the thing is, Yuki, which is one pink hair, is going through some massive I won't call it PTSD, but I think that's what you can call it. Because she doesn't see anything that's going on. Which sounds weird, but it really hits you after at the end of the first episode. Not to mention, the supervising teacher Megami Sakura, well, she's a zombie too, and she's not there. And she's a figment of Yuki's imagination. It does jump around from time to time with the timeline. I believe it was like the first 3 episodes, and it cuts back in time a bit to where they found Miki in a supermarket? No, in a mall, I think it was. At that first episode, it really pulls like a 180 on you very quick. Because you do see everything as normal. Because in the first episode, you really see everything through Yuki's eyes. And you see everything as normal. And then at the end, you see how things actually are. It's honestly one of the best first episodes I've ever watched in anime. Overall, though, this is a very good anime. And don't let the cute persona get to you. And it's a very, very creepy show and very tense. It doesn't look like that at face value, but damn it is. Okay, now that spoilers are over. Surprisingly, looking at it, it doesn't really seem that it would be all too enjoyable, but it was actually pretty damn good. Okay, on to the next one. So number 6 on my list is Death Parade. If you watch my top 5 male characters, Decim was number 5, I think. Let's do the synopsis for you that haven't watched it yet. After death, either heaven or hell awaits most humans, but for a select few, death brings them to Quindecim, a bar where only pairs of people who die at the same time can enter. Attending the bar is an enigmatic figure known as Decim, who also acts as the arbiter. He passes judgment on those who wind up at Quindecim by challenging them to a life-threatening game. These games determine if the patron's soul will reincarnate into a new life or will be sent into the void, never to be seen again. From darts and bowling to fighting games, the true nature of each patron slowly comes to light as they wager their souls. Though this method remains unchanged, the sudden appearance of a black-haired amnesiac causes Decim to reevaluate his own rulings. There's a lot that can be said about this show, and I don't know what I don't know what I can say without spoiling it. So yes, the synopsis is very much true, and it pretty much says all you need to know. And if you don't want to get anything spoiled, it's probably best if you skip to this time thing here, honestly. I probably will spoil something by mistake. So the reason I like the show, there's a lot that goes on in this show. Every episode, there's pretty much 2 new people down to get, judged, It's not always the case. Mostly it's so that, you get a new scene every time, right? You get new people. And the games, they're very much life-threatening. The first one is darts. And it seems fine. It's just a bar game, and Quindecim is a bar of sorts. The idea is they throw darts at the board, and whatever it hits, it hurts the other person, which is oddly absurd to think about. Obviously, this is beyond the realm of living, and obviously they don't know that, so they wonder what the heck's going on, and it scares them. So the games are forced to make the people do what they shouldn't, I guess is the way to say it, and show their inner selves. And as the arbiter, he'll pass judgment on how they act when they're at their most desperate. So overall, it's a very good show. Decim's one of my favorite characters for his character development, because over serious dark-haired woman or black-haired woman does change him. Yeah, in that last episode, it really, honestly, it nearly got me tearing up. Yeah, it's hard to get that kind of reaction out of me. I mean, some of the middle episodes, whenever you deal with this guy here, I really don't care for him very much. I don't know, they seem more like filler kind of episodes, honestly, which sounds weird for a short anime. It only lasted 12 episodes, but overall, it was a pretty dang good show. I wanted to put it in the top 5, but I just couldn't do it, because everything above it, I couldn't put under Death Parade. Anyway, that was number 6, Death Parade. I do recommend this one, I really do. Anyway, those are numbers 10 through 6. This video may be a bit longer than I expected, but I guess the extra time did help me justify my reasoning for where I rank these anime. But anyway, if you liked the video, why not consider leaving a like? And if you're new, subscribe if you want to subscribe. Overall, 10 through 6 is a pretty gloomy list. If you disregard Restaurant to Another World, that is. But believe me when I say that the top 5 are far more cheerful than these 5 here. Regardless though, I hope you liked my list from 10 to 6. And why not drop your 10 to 6 in the comments below? Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. See ya!